Okay, now, like I was telling you, they made the Federal Reserve System, which is nothing but fractional money. In other words, they make money out of nothing. Black's Law Dictionary says that money is counterfeit. That's why they call it callable money. Money that you can pay your debts with it. You can't pay your debts with it, as a matter of fact, that's what they say. But they say that you can discharge your debts. Anyway, at the same time they're making the Federal Reserve System, they were making they made the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service System, a very evil collection agency. They collect the money from the IRS. They give out of every $1,000, they give $26 back to the fake government they have created here in the United States, and they keep the rest for themselves. And anyway, the IRS is a very evil collection agency. It must be stopped at all costs because it's fake, it's a lie. Now, the people who made this phony government, there was a friend that we had in there, and he made the Uniform Commercial Code Law. And the Uniform Commercial Code Law has one particular code. It's called UCC Code 1207. And then later on throughout the years, they changed the number to 1308 to try to keep us confused. But anyway, the UCC Code Law 1308 will get you out of everything that this phony government has, because this government is only contract law. And contract law can be defeated with UCC Code 1308. Anyway, the IRS is a very interesting organization. This organization started out very secretly and quietly collecting tax money only from the Washington, D.C. area. And then pretty soon they increased their areas to the whole 48 states and all 50 states. And they're getting money illegally. This money that they get goes to like I said, most of it goes to the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve uses it to finance world terrorism. The world terrorism could not exist if it wasn't for the Federal Reserve System, which is controlled by the Vatican, and the Vatican keeps world terrorism going. In other words, the Vatican starts all wars and keeps wars going. Wars is not advantageous for the human race. All it does is create 20,000 people on the left dead, and then 20,000 people dead on the right. And then the bank comes in to collect whatever money they loaned to continue this war. Anyway, they have infiltrated every part of this country, and the infiltrators call themselves Jesuits. We have mostly Jesuit doctors at the top echelon doctors. The lower doctors don't know anything about it. But the top echelon doctors are poisoning a lot of our vaccines. And they give you several vaccines to poison your body and create disease and everything that is going on around us. Like, for example, they created one disease from the bodies of dead babies. They take dead babies and they cut them up and they make viruses out of them. And they have made a virus to attack the DNA structure of our bodies. That DNA structure causes lupus. And you know, many people die from lupus. They can't cure lupus. So, like I was telling you, I'm really worried about this organization. That this organization has killed many of our presidents. Let me get my ruler here. Okay, now, here who the Jesuits have killed. They have killed W. Harrison. He was in 1841, and he didn't last in presidency very long because they poisoned him. They poisoned Taylor. They they tried to poison Buchanan, but they killed 38 people that were having dinner with him that night at the White House. But Buchanan didn't die. His doctors pulled him through. But 38 of his visitors died. They killed Lincoln. They tried to kill Lincoln twice. They killed him the second time with a gun, and that was I think you remember his name was John Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes Booth was working for the Jesuits. The Jesuits usually don't do their dirty work. When it comes to shooting, they usually hire some dummy. But anyway, they killed President Garfield. They killed President McKinley, and last they killed Kennedy. Now Kennedy it was kind of hard to avoid the Jesuits in Kennedy's situation because his wife was a Jesuit, and his wife is the one who shot the fatal shot to his head. The other people all the other presidents around him, around President Kennedy, they were all Jesuits. Johnson was a Jesuit, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan. However, Reagan didn't really like the idea of being a Jesuit, and he didn't exactly always do what the Vatican wanted to, so they tried to kill him, and they hired some dummy for that, and they still got him in jail. G.H. Bush, the old man Bush, Clinton, and the son, G.W. Bush, they loved being a Jesuit. They were a Jesuit all the way. And of course they got Obama in there. And I don't know if Obama did everything that the Vatican wants. He's doing what the Vatican asks. But there is some signs of some warning shots in the White House when his presidency, so they went in there and warned him that he had better do it, and I think that was just a scare that they did to him. But anyway, also I want to talk about President Jackson, 1829 to 1837. President Jackson, they tried to murder him, and some guy by the name of Lawrence tried to shoot him with two derringers. The derringers misfired, so Jackson got off free. They tried to kill President Grant. Of course, I mentioned Buchanan. They tried to kill him, but the doctors pulled him out. And they tried to kill several others, but they weren't too successful. But see, what I'd like to know is what makes the American people think that the Jesuits are free to kill them or our presidents, but we're not free to kill the Jesuits. Now, I'm getting real sick and tired of this. I think it's time to start killing Jesuits. That's what I think. And sending them back to the Vatican in a package. And eventually go to war against the Vatican. I'm very much in favor of going to war against the Vatican. But it's going to be kind of hard to do it because we got Jesuits all over our government. And our government isn't going to listen to me. They're going to do what they want. So that's the problem I'm having. I'm having problem getting my word out. We need to get my word out. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to close with a simple fact of the vaccines. Do not take vaccines. I know that's going to be kind of hard to do unless you know your doctor personally and if he isn't a Jesuit. But see, they usually call in a strange doctor who is a specialist. Like in the case of she just died recently. I can't think of her name again. Rivers, Joan Rivers. They called in another doctor, and I think this other doctor suffocated her. But see, they won't say. We have a lot of deaths that have come by, and they don't really tell the truth because the DA is a Jesuit, the police is a Jesuit, everybody is a Jesuit around us, so they don't say. See, so how did this guy that died recently, they found him hanged in his bedroom or somewhere around there. Uh, what I can't think of his name. My mind's blank. Um, anyway, he's a comedian, and Robin Williams. That's who. Robin Williams. We don't know the full details of Robin Williams' death, but they don't want to investigate because, like I said, the DA is a Jesuit, the judge is a Jesuit, the police is a Jesuit. Everybody's a damn Jesuit. So how are we going to get around these damn Jesuits? That's the problem. Maybe it's too late. Maybe we're just going to have to wait for Jesus Christ to come back and let him deal with the situation. It's quite possible we may have to do that. But meanwhile, I'm hoping that Jesus Christ comes to take me out in the rapture because I don't want to be here when all hell breaks loose. And all hell is going to break loose.